While looking for Kevin 11's strongest form, I found several powerful Antitrix aliens. But I felt it wouldn't be complete without including the mutations Kevin experienced throughout all the sagas. Let's remember that some of these were able to fight against Ben 10,000, aliens with overpowered abilities, and obviously the most powerful forms of the Omnitrix. So I recommend you stay until the end of the video because another season of the Cold Month has begun.
This is going to be perfect.
Kevin 11,000, Kevin 11's future adult mutation, is by far the most powerful form this Osmosian has. Since it's the perfect transformation between control and power that can exist, let's clarify that Kevin's control over his mutations and aliens is a key influencing factor. This form has the powers of 11,000 aliens Kevin collected during his years in the projector, making him the world's most dangerous and resilient being. Remember, he took a big beating, but still challenged Ben.
Is that the best you've got, Tennyson?
What was always a secret is that Kevin, during this phase, had the abilities of 3 super aliens. The first was Vilgax, since the squid was a frequent visitor to this dimension. The second was 4 arms. No, well, the species of 4 arms. Some of these were captured after the Frog War, where we knew them better as the very bad ones. The last one is a dimensional enemy, Alpha. We got to know him in the Heroes United crossover, where he ended up trapped or almost freed. The toughest opponent he faced was Ben 10,000, where he embarrassed Ben's powerful 4 arms, even from a neutral perspective. He literally destroyed Diamond Head and managed to survive a huge rage attack. It was a shame not to see more of this version, but without a doubt, it's the best one. Kevin, with his alien Supremacy mutation, displayed one of the wildest and most calculating changes in the series due to Osmosian Dementia, a disease affecting his species. This version portrayed a maniac unconcerned about harming friends. His beastly power led him to punish several of the plumbers for a reason as simple as seeking more power. Osmosian Dementia meant that as he gained more power, his madness worsened. This culminated in Kevin having to attack his girlfriend Gwen. The affection he had for her was great, but not as great as his thirst for power. Among the most powerful enemies Kevin was able to face are Ultimate Aggregor and Ultimate Humungoraptor, and Grandpa Max, who as a special note had also faced him in the future, but in this one, Grandpa Max put up much more of a fight. Kevin in this mutation had advanced control over his attacks. Let's remember that this mutation had the power of the aliens from the Ultimatrix, the power of a Grieger that he had previously stolen from these aliens, and a few other powers from those who crossed his path. His hardest challenge was fighting his most overpowered form, Ultimate Echo Echo. But here's the big detail that sets Kevin apart from the other mutations, since he knew how to take advantage of Osmosian madness in battles. He still had a glimmer of sanity, which gave him some advantage in escaping an attack, or simply to put up a fight against an alien who was practically indestructible. Humungoraptor is the first alien transformation from the reboot to make the top list. Before anything else, let me explain that this is not the transformation of young Kevin. This is the transformation of an adult Kevin who has spent several years using the same form. Because his Antitrix has an apparently irreparable malfunction. This, far from being a problem, has actually been an advantage for its user since he has been able to enhance this alien's abilities, just like Ash did with Pikachu. This Humungoraptor is at level 1000 and can fight against anything that stands in its way. Humungoraptor was one of the main links in the future, which, it should be noted, it's one of the post-apocalyptic futures that the Ben 10 series had, where an alien race called Surge tried to conquer Earth. The claws, agility, and speed of this alien helped in battle, as Humungoraptor defeated a whole legion of these beings in minutes. His toughest enemy was the giant Surge. Here he showed us one of the most powerful attacks this alien has, which, to be clear, are not normal aliens like Ben's. The Antitrix gives the aliens a kind of mutation, making them more powerful and unique. So now finally you can see why Humungoraptor takes 3rd place on this list. Fourth and 5th places go to an Antitrix alien, Bashmoth, and Kevin with his controlled mutation from Omniverse. Why do they rank here? Simple. I think Kevin's wolf had more reasons to be above this mutation. Bashmoth is a rare mix of rat, wolf, and wolverine, making him an unpredictable, powerful, and resilient alien. He outmatched 4 Humungoraptor, and rat in battle. Kevin was as skilled as Ben with his Antitrix, quickly learning from his aliens and using the advantages of his creation. He faced the series' strongest aliens. In addition to this, he had 2 battles worth mentioning, one against the Omnitrix version of Humungoraptor, which were special armors that enhanced the aliens. If you want a video on the most powerful versions, show this video some love. Also, subscribe and follow me on Instagram. I'm preparing a series on original versus reboot and need your opinions. The second was a battle with Vilgax, showing this alien is hard to control, which is why Vilgax won. Kevin's version was only able to face the evolved version of Swampfire, where he showed us that he wasn't prepared for the powers and combinations he could create. The power of the Omnitrix from Omniverse was way too much for him. He didn't have a worthy rival, and knowing that he had complete control over his mutation makes him undeserving of a 4th place. If you think Kevin should move up a spot, share your reasons in the comments. The next spot is a bit more of the same, Dark Matter and Kevin with the mutation that started it all. A pretty tough lesson, since Kevin's first mutation had several stages, where at first it was just a phenomenon. Holding many powers and resenting Ben, he never considered all the possible combinations until Ben suggested it one day. His power was wasted because he fought without control. Dark Matter, however, is the Antitrix alien that received the most changes and abilities. He went from being a small and weak alien to being a giant, agile, and powerful enough to fight against 4 arms. His mutation reduced his intelligence but gave him a rare power, fire that can crystallize enemies. He faced 4 arms and proved himself a formidable alien. Kevin, meanwhile, battled several aliens, including Vilgax. At this point, the 2 forms are equal, so you can choose which is best. As for me, I'll leave all these forms for a second video since this script has gotten way too long, and I know I'm uploading videos every 2 months, but let's do something. I invite you to leave a like on this video. If I don't upload the second part in 5 days, come back and leave a dislike. I'm Frio. Special greetings to these people. See you in the next video. Goodbye.